Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stina and today I'm here with you for another yarn haul video. Yes, I made a Stenli yarn haul a bit ago. Here we have the box. Because they had a great sale this summer in connection with the European Championships in football. So that will be soccer for those Americans. But yeah, they had like 24% off their cakes. It wasn't all of the cakes included, I noticed, but what I did was I decided to shop some cakes of those that was included in that discount, because honestly, 24% off Stenli yarns, it's quite a deal. They rarely have this good discounts. Even though that I am not supposed to be buying more yarn, I had to get this. Yeah, that simple. It was there and I had to get it. You can't have enough yarn, but I do have enough yarn to actually use. But actually they had some yarns that I needed for a future project. So here we are. I bought yarns. Let's dive into it. And this box is quite taped up. So I brought my knife to help me. And then, of course, I will also provide you with a sneak peek. But first, what I'm going to do, because this box takes up like the whole table height almost, it really goes to here, like just below the camera visible angle. I'm going to put it on the bench next to me so I can easily look into it and handle it. And of course, as always, we can't really start talking about yarn without me having my faithful mug of tea. And today my faithful mug of tea is Droomvlucht. So that is a loose tea blend that I have from a tea store in my local city, like about 5 miles from here. This loose tea flight, so the Droomvlucht translates into English as a dream flight. It's a black tea. It has saffron. It has sunflower petals, cornflower petals, and I do believe it has strawberry leaves. So it's like it's a fresh yet somewhat sweet tea. And of course it's black and it's loose, and it just, there's a little bit of luxurious hint of it, and that's probably saffron that does it. Still a slight bit warm. I just made it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my little knife to just open up this box, because else we can't get into it. And then I am gonna sneak peek you guys into it, so you can see what's ahead of us. And all of the yarns that I got here were discounted. I did not pay full price for single yarn, and this is really taped well. But as said, we have the box more or less open. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna turn this camera around and give you a sneak peek of absolutely some gorgeous yarn in this, and it's pretty full. But yeah, all of them discounted at great prices. What's not to like? I know I love cakes, I love shawls. So there's a lots of shawls planned here, and maybe a few other things, maybe some tops and so on. But time will show. So yeah, let's turn you guys around to have a sneak peek of these yarns, and then we will go through them all together. Here we have yarns. Look at this box. What I do is I'm gonna take out, this is the order notice, but we can also look here further down. There are more yarns. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be absolutely enjoyable. So yeah, let's look at them all together. I will take them out of the bags and we'll have a look. So hope you enjoyed the sneak peek. Of course, I'm sure you did. Maybe I moved too quickly. I'm sorry if that's the case. But let's have a look. The first yarn I got is Muffin Magic Drops. And as said, I will be relieving them of their bags so we can easily have a good look at the yarns and talk about them. The Stenli Muffin Magic Drops is Of course, I got this one on sale, like I did all of them. As said, all of the yarns in this collection today, I got them on sale. It's very important to say that means that I got a great discount, 24%. It doesn't happen often. I knew because Stenli sent out this lovely newsletter. The Stenli Muffin Magic Drop here is a gorgeous. It's all these very dark reds to lighter reds with golden drops. And as you can see, the golden thread runs all the through the yarn, but here and there they have these thicker drops of a metallic thread, and that is why it's named Magic Drops. It's this is a 330-gram cake. So that makes it like, oh my goodness, what would that be? 100 grams to 3.5 ounces. So that's 7, that's 10.5. Somewhere like 11 odd ounces is my quick math here. It's 1,100 meters long. So that is more than 1,200 meters of yarn. Like 1,200 yards of yarn, sorry. It's a really wonderful morning today to do this. The Muffin Magic Drops here. And the breakdown further than that is 80% acrylic and 20% lurex. And lurex is obviously the drops that go through this yarn. It is the colorway 198057, Dialot 1, Magic Drops. And they recommend a 3 to 5 millimeter crochet hook should you want to knit with it. It's 4.5 to 5.5 millimeter. Wash at 30 degrees, so 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Lay flat to dry. Can be dry cleaned. Do not tumble dry. Do not bleach. Absolutely gorgeous. I love these colors. Like, I love this red. Really, it's gorgeous. It has to become something gorgeous, right? And because I'm a sucker for red, I had to get it when I saw it was there. I think it might be the only Magic Drops I got this time around, and that's okay. Let's see. I do have the order sheet here. And the Magic Drops, yeah, I only had one of them. And it's normally being sold for like 14.19 €14, and I got it for like 10.79 €. So I still got like €3.5 discount on it. So that's pretty satisfying all on its own. Let's see, what do we else have? Because I did get quite some yarns of various things. Because, yeah, that's how I am. What I got is, I did get 2 cakes of the same, which is regular muffins. So what I'll do is, I'm gonna take out one of them and show that to you, because I promise you that they are identical. So it seems a bit obnoxious to release them both, because once I'm done with this video, and you will see that, is that I will wrap them back up into the plastics, because it's a nice way of storing them. It keeps the yarn not dusty. The dust goes on the plastic bags, etc. No nasty critters gets into it and all that. So therefore, I'd just rather keep the plastic on when I store them. But that's my personal way of doing it. Again, as I said, I'm sucker for red. Here we have it. This is gorgeous, right? This is a really solid, gorgeous one. So it's a quite Bordeaux red. It seems almost a bit more black on the screen, but if I go closer, you can see it's a Bordeaux red, which goes into brighter reds. And the thing is, I really like this, so I wanted one, but I also like it because I want the center red here to make the heart collector shawl from, and I want that red to be the heart. And then I have some other magic muffins in orange, in various orange colors, so I can make it fade out, and I can make like the biggest of them, like large version of it. That is my future project for when I'm bored. And that is a project I'm looking forward to. The muffins is a 3-stranded cake, as you can see here. It's 3-stranded. I believe the Muffin Magic Drops might be a 4-stranded one. Now I am just gonna check. Yeah, it's a 4-stranded one, because we did not talk about that. It's 4-stranded. So 3 strands of acrylic and the lurex strand that goes as well. That was just a quick note. But this is 3-stranded acrylic, and they are huge. Like, here's a lot of yarn. I don't even know what not to make from it, so to say. There's lots of opportunities in this acrylic yarn, and it's quite soft, nice feeling for it, everything given. Breakdown says it's 100% acrylic muffins. They are 430 grams. So they are like solidly about 15 ounces of yarn to 2,000 meters of yarn. So that's 2,200-ish yards? 2,200-ish around. Probably more like 2,186 yards. Still, it's a lot of yarn, and I far don't need all of it, but I still wanted a full cake next to that, so that's why I had to get two. That was the reasoning behind me. They recommend 2 to 4 millimeter crochet hook or 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter knitting needles. This may be ironed at low and washed at 30 degrees Celsius, so 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Lay flat to dry, can be dry cleaned. Do not bleach, do not tumble dry. And it's the colorway 198 dye lot 4. So this is already the 4th edition of all of these reds, but I think it's a gorgeous one. And yeah, that is why I had to get two, because obviously, you know, when they were on sale, why not get them? And because I have been scouting the site to find the right red for that shawl I want to make. And I think I found it. So I hope there's enough of this light red to actually do what I want to do. Time will show, time will show. And if not, I'm definitely finding something else to make of it. It's more than enough to make a beautiful lap gown as well. So the next I have is another muffin. And again, I did get quite a few muffins this time around, which are these larger cakes. I think I don't need to go through specs multiple times, because in the end, these specs are the same for the muffins, because obviously they are muffins, same brand, etc. So it seems a bit obnoxious to go through specs multiple times. This is the colorway 13 dyed and the 5th edition, and I really like this one. Look at these blue teal blues. And it's also this huge cake with these 3 lots together. Wow, this can make something really nice. Definitely. Definitely. Summer top, west. Almost like a dress. Definitely a dress if you are more like a child sized. But it's a lot of yarn. It is really a lot of yarn. Looking forward to work with this one as well. And they all have these small beads that comes with them, because that is Stenli, and that is to keep the track of the center pull. And you can use the beads to pull the yarns through to help you guide the threads. Others can use the beads for like making stitch markers, to have beads on and so on. So that was another muffin, I think, in a quite gorgeous color. I actually forgotten I got this one. It's a bit funny sometimes when you see your yarn. I'm like, yeah, I got that and I got that, and oh, I also got that. I do believe this is my last real big muffin, which is here. And this one I got because I love the colors as well. And of course, obviously it was on sale, and that's just how it goes. Like, I have enough yarn here to last me for a century, it feels like. It's a top color, 219 dye lot, second dye lot. Again, regular muffin, and it is in these pastel-y colors. So it's like a pastel-y green, pastel, almost a pastel teal to a pastel green to pastel yellow. But these are gorgeous colors. I can imagine this really nicely for like a baby blanket, definitely. There's probably also shawls that requires this amount of yardage. Maybe I'll go that direction. That could be an interesting direction as well to go with this one, maybe. But yeah, I think it's gorgeous. Theoretically, I guess I could make a smaller heart collectors with this one and then combine that with the center of this one. That could still work out, or something like that if I really wanted to. But I don't think I want to break it up for that. Not in this case. The idea was maybe to have some sort of a baby blanket-alike thing with some texture. I thought that could probably be really, really nice worked up like that. Then I have a merino cake, and I do believe I only have the single merino cake. Just quickly to mention, those muffins, normally they're like almost 10 euros, like €9.70. I paid €7.37 for them. And then as said, we have the merino cake, this one, and I will have to take that one out as well. And I just need to find the price because they're also a bit more expensive. They are €16.66, and with a discounted price, I only had to pay €12.66. So I got a €4 discount on this merino, and there is merino in it, and it is so freaking soft. But this one is gonna be a pain to get out of the yarn. It's really wrapped in this one. They really don't want you to get it out like this, but which means it's gonna be a pain getting it back in. Or I might choose to not put this one back in and find something else. Yeah, because now I even took off them. This is gonna be a pain in the rear to get back in the back. So I might do something else for this particular one. I'm just reattaching the label on my Merino Cake 1000. Look at these. We are really into the reds and blues this time around. Yeah, it's a colorway 303 Dialog 2, and they feel nice, really nice. They're soft, friendly, etc. They are 1,000-meter cakes, so 1,093 yards to 300 grams, so that is 10.5 ounces. So they do have a little bit of weight of it. It's 50% Australian baby merino, and it's 50% fine acrylic fibers. So it is a thinner yarn, and it is, let's see, it's a 4-thread held together. Quite difficult to see, but we have ever so slight pull here in the center, and that is 4 strands held together. So it's a 4-stranded thinner yarn to work with. Still gonna be wonderful to work with. 2.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook is what they recommend for this one, or 4 to 5 millimeter knitting needles. Can be ironed at low, wash at 30 degrees, 85 degrees Celsius, lay flat to dry, it can be dry cleaned, do not tumble dry, do not bleach. I think that is generally the same specs for most of them. I think this is, again, is a very gorgeous yarn that definitely can be used for an amazing shawl. And what I like is the fact that there's merino in it, which does give a little bit more heat. So it's a bit more winter friendly for if you're like in a cold place. Then I got some Muffin mini locks. I got 2 of them. 2 of the mini locks. And the first one is 2,171 Dialog 1. This one, my friends, I got because I got inspired. I thought it was a beautiful cake when I saw the yarn haul from Amanda and Rita. So Amanda of the Scraptastic Crochet, she did a live on it, and Rita. So that's 2 lovely ladies in Sweden and Norway. These inspired me to get this one because I think it's gorgeous. And it is silver sparkles into teals, various teals. It goes as dark teal to a light teal, and it's almost like I can't even define. This is a green teal, but it's gorgeous. Muffin mini locks. Let's talk about the yarn specs of this absolutely gorgeous yarn. So 3 to 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, or 3.5 to 5 millimeter knitting needles. Iron at low, wash at 30 degrees, 85 degrees Fahrenheit, lay flat to dry, can be dry cleaned, do not tumble dry, do not bleach. Stenli yarn, of course, mini locks. It's 250 grams, so that is 8.8 ounces of lovely yarn to 1,000 meters, so that is 1,093 yards. 90% acrylic, 10% lurex. Obviously, as you can see, these silver speckles are the lurex. So it is a 3-thread acrylic, 1-thread lurex that you're working with. So 4 strands of yarn, not plied together. So you will have to like hold them together to create your yarn. That is this gorgeous, gorgeous one. But I also decided to get another one, which has the same yarn specs. Again, we are talking about a Muffin mini locks. And I got this one because ever so often I think it's gorgeous colors, and that is why I got it. It is the colorway 1252 dye lot 2. So 1252. 1252 basically. Mini locks. And it's this yellow mustardy color with a golden lurex thread. I think it's gorgeous as well. I have to say the photo seems slightly ever more faded than the colors here, but I still think it's nice and lovely. I do. But definitely slightly different from what I had first imagined, but it's not bad. I really like the outside here, and the up here looks much better. This looks much better than the bottom end for some reason, because of course it's more faded out. Again, shawls are the main ideas for most of these cakes, because that is just who I am. Now I have a bunch of Candy Royal, which is a new Stenli brand, and some YarnArt Flowers, very few packs of YarnArt Flowers as well, and that is the remainder of this yarn haul. So yeah, let's dive into those. Good. Let's start with the regular candy, shall we? Let's see. That seems to make most sense, at least. Oh, actually I lied. I have 2 cotton cakes as well. That's fair enough. Let's start with the cotton cakes, because... Oh, yeah. I have more than I thought. That's so typical me. But we will be fine. I have a cotton cake in some gorgeous pinks and purples. Look at these. Purples going to pink. It's almost like a peachy pink that's in here in the center, I would say. Very close to a peachy pink. Cotton cake from Stenli, also lovely discounted. Cotton cakes are normally 10 euros, 57. I got them for 8 euros, 4. Come on, that's like less than $9 for a cake of yarn. Who's not to complain? 250 grams, so that is 8.8 ounces to 1,000 meters, 1,093 yards, 100% natural soft cotton. This is what you get in these specs. They say 3 to 4 millimeter knitting needles or 2 to 2.5 millimeter crochet hook. I've successfully crocheted in a 3 millimeter crochet hook in the past. That said, I do have slightly more tight tension when crocheting. Wash at 30 degrees Celsius, so at 85 degrees Fahrenheit. You can iron this, and it doesn't not necessarily need to be at low, but you can iron it. Lay flat to dry, can be dry cleaned, do not tumble dry, do not bleach. I think they're gorgeous. And it's quite different color than some of the other cotton cakes I have, which is one of the reasons I got it, of course. Then I have another cotton cake. Oh, and I did forget to say the dye lot of this one is of the color is a 414 dye lot 4. So 414 is the color, and it's dye lot 4. Then I have a red one. A red, and it's also a cotton cake. It's burgundy red, like almost like a red wine red, to brighter reds. So we start with a darker red here, and we go into more like a full red. Again, it's gonna become a shawl, like most likely. Could be a summer top maybe as well, but then I would need multiple, because I think there is too little yarn to make me a summer top personally. But yeah, darker red wines into brighter reds. It's a colorway 307, dye lot 5, exactly same yarn specs as this one, just two very different yarns. Then I have a vegan cake, because apparently, as I said, I got a few more cakes that I didn't 100% remember. Well, I do remember now that I got them, but not when we started talking about them, just before. This though, they have made a quite tightly knot. Not sure how they got around this one, but it does require a little bit of nails to get that out. So just one moment, we are getting there. Do they have more of them? That would be impressive, wouldn't it? So there we are. There we are. Thank you for your patience. This, I think, is a gorgeous yarn. Oh, it's even stuck in the paper. I started using some of it already. Boom, boom. It's a vegan cake. I think this shows it better, except now we have some of the thread loose. This is plied together. The same for the cotton cakes. Those strands are plied together. The vegan cake is also plied together, and it's quite thin. And this is running loose. So I am just gonna take this and wind it up a little bit and put that back into the cake before I will have a whole party of loose vegan cake strands. There we go. Vegan cake. This is this lovely dark blue that goes into brighter grays and blues. So it's like steel grays, blues, light blues. I really adore these colors. Vegan cake, it's a colorway 2018, dye lot 3. So they already made 3 batches of them. And the yarn specs breakdown is 250 grams, so 8.8 ounces, but it's 1200 meters of yarn. So it's a quite thin yarn, because 1200 meters of yarn is like 1310, 20-ish yards. 80% cotton, 20% polyester. They recommend 1.5 to 2 millimeter crochet hooks. I've not swatched this one yet. Maybe I'll presently use a different hook because, as I said, I am a slightly more tight crocheter. It can be ironed, wash at 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Would be 85. So 30 degrees Celsius, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Lay flat to dry. Can be dry clean. Do not tumble dry. Do not bleach. If you want to knit with it, it's 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter knitting needles. But I think this is gorgeous. I am really happy with the colors of this. I'm actually really happy I got this vegan cake, definitely. That was a nice buy. Then I have some Stenli candy. I actually only have one candy. And candy is a yarn that is also lovely and enjoyable. This one I got because it's Christmas-like. Yes, it's their Christmas colored candy. Look at these. We have a quite darker green, and then we have a lighter green that goes into a lighter red, that goes into a more solid red. So it's slightly ever so difficult to see on the camera right now, but yeah, maybe. There is this here lighter red before it's more darker red in here. Just like you have the 2 different greens. So there are actually 4 different colors, plus the transitions. These though do only transition where half the yarn transitions, even though it's a lot more small plies together. So the candy transition could definitely be smoother, I think. But it's still quite nice looking yarn. So this is the candy. They classify it as a fine 2 weight. It's a colorway 774, dye lot 1. I would call it Christmas if I had a choice. They write 0 to 2 millimeter crochet hook. Totally disagree. I've crocheted with candy with like 3.5 to 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. 3 to 4 millimeter knitting needles. Wash at 30 degrees, so 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Can be ironed at low. Lay flat to dry. Can be dry clean. Do not tumble dry. Do not bleach. I think it's gorgeous. I really got it for the Christmas idea of it, not because I necessarily needed extra candy yarn, but I was like, oh, Christmas? Yes, I actually don't have many Christmas yarns, so it's a Christmas spirited yarn. Maybe I'll make something of it, which is really nice. Actually, I think maybe Asteria could be nice. I totally forgot to say, it's 100% soft cotton. 100% soft cotton, 280 grams, so it's more than 8.5 ounces, more like 9 ounces, some odd, to 900 meters of yarn. So that's like 980, 85-ish yards. That was it. But I think maybe an Asteria could be good. It's also Christmas, a bit Christmas spirited. That might be an idea to make an Asteria from it. Then I have 4 new cakes, and this is a new cake in the sense of this is a new cake from Stenli. It is the Candy Royal, and Candy Royal is a brand new cake they do have at Stenli, which is similar to the candy, but it has a bit more yardage because it has more color transitions. Most candies have 3 or 4 color transitions. These have more, and therefore they also have a bit more yardage. And they decided to name them Royal. I'm just trying to find out which would be the more logic order to actually open them. Just because it would be nice to open them in a logic order colorway wise, but I'm not sure if that actually will come. Maybe, maybe not. Nah, we'll just take them from an end. Candy Royal. As I said, I got 4 of them. They are brand new cake, and they were launched, well, not new anymore compared to when you're watching this video, but they were launched about 2 months ago. And I was like, oh, I want them. And then I was holding back because, well, I'm not supposed to buy yarn. And then the sale came, and they were included in the 24% discount. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll buy it. Then I can feel it, I can see it, I can touch it. The first cake really kind of matches my shirt. It is a Royal Candy Dialot colorway 904, and it's the Dialot 1. But look at this, wow! Like a plum color on the outside, aubergine plum, which goes into just brighter and brighter colors. And as you can see, transitions 4 times here. And you have including the transition. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Actually, you have more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 color transitions in this one. Gorgeous. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. They classify this as a fine weight 2 yarn. 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. I think that's more appropriate also for the regular candy. 3 to 4.5 millimeter knitting needles. Can be ironed at low. Wash at 30 degrees, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Lay flat to dry. Can be dry cleaned. Do not tumble do not bleach. And the same counts for the rest of these 3 yarns, which I will be showing you in a minute. It's 100% soft cotton. They are 330 grams. So that is 11 some odd ounces to 1,000 meters of yarn, which is 1,093 yards. Wow, it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. The next one I have is a more pink of color. And they did have more colorways. I think they had about 8 or 10 different colors in their first batch and launch here. Usually they develop more over time, especially if these sell well. I just got those I thought was the most lovely for whatever I wanted to do, which is probably going to be shawls because that sounds like me. This is the colorway 907 Dialot 1. Again, same yarn specs as others. More a pink magenta colored, and actually you have a slight ever so purple here in between, so magenta purplish. Then we go into lighter pinks. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous yarn. Cannot wait to work up some of these yarns. I think they will make the most gorgeous designs. for shawls. I can also definitely feel, compared to the regular candy, that there are size difference because there are more yarn in here. But further than that, the thickness of the yarns are the same. It's just more color transitions and therefore longer yarn. That is, so the Royal and the Candy are the same yarns in the sense of what's in them, what it's made of. But the Royal are longer, so there are more yardage to them and more color transitions. So they're more smooth in color transitions, even though that they do still, when they do change color, it's just one, like it's just half that changes. But there are more color transitions throughout the cake, and therefore the color transition seems smoother with it. They have hearts for these lovely tabs. It says here, 1000 meter, perfect for favorite patterns, 5 colors and more transitions, smooth umber colors. That is actually a new text that they have here. For me, that's also new, but it is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The next one I have is a purple or lavender one. Again, same yarn specs as all of the rest, because that is kind of the concept here. Darker purples to lighter purples. I think this is gorgeous transition too. 906 colorway, 906 dialed one. I think it's gorgeous. Like, and if you take them all, let's see if I can actually do this. You can really get an idea of how they look. Definitely. The last one I have is a teal blue royal cake. And I think this has gorgeous transitions too. Darker teal blue, lighter teal blues. Then we have slightly ever short, like a sky blue, before it goes white. Gorgeous. This will also make gorgeous cakes. Or not gorgeous cakes, gorgeous shawls. Or tops, or anything else what you want to make. Wests, maybe even. Might want to have 2 hexagon west, maybe one day. But then I would need to order more. But hey, always a good reason to buy more yarn, right? The last yarn I have left is a very classic yarn that everybody is familiar with, at least. I would say most of you guys is probably familiar with it. That's the YarnArt Flowers. YarnArt Flowers is more or less the same yarn, 99.99% sure it's the same yarn as the Hobby Twister yarn. I got 3 cakes because that was kind of what was left for me to actually be able to obtain the free shipping. And if companies have free shipping, I'd rather order enough to be able to get the free shipping, because I am a little bit, I guess, too greedy to pay the same price plus shipping if I can get the same amount of yarn, if I can get more yarn for a good price and still get free shipping. So I got some flower cakes, and I got 3 cakes, and it was colors that I do not, if I remember correct, have in my current flower cake collection. So therefore, of course, I could get them, right? The first one is the colorway 291, dialed 711, which is this one. So YarnArt Flowers, which is these dark greens that goes into whites, that goes into grays. They also come in similar colors with other color transitions, like yellow, red. I do believe they might also even have a blue. I did not have this green version, therefore I had to get this green cake. They classify it as a one-weight yarn. All these threads are plied together. So it's one solid thread. It's 250 gram cake, which is 8.8 ounces. And it's 1,000 meters, so 1,093 yards. If you want to make a shirt of it, they recommend 2 cakes. A shawl is enough for 1. Can be washed at 40 degrees Celsius, so that's 104 degrees Fahrenheit. can be dry cleaned, can be ironed at low, lay flat to dry, do not bleach, and it can be washed in the machine, and do not tumble dry. It is 55% cotton, 45% acrylic. That is the yarn specs and breakdown. And actually it stands here in multiple languages, but I do think we are good with just doing English. But yeah, wow. I think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. And I have two more. So the next two ones have the same yarn specs as the one we just went through here. Which I'm looking forward to share. And the first one is the colorway 271, dye lots 404, which is this one, which is all these darker blues to lighter blues, and it's a gray, so it turns gray, not white, gray. I was slightly in doubt when I saw the photo, but it is indeed gray. Still gorgeous, still very gorgeous actually, and it's like a navy blue. It's not black when I look in here. It seems black, but I'm not sure if I can get the right color here in the screen. Maybe like this. It's navy blue to darker blue, to a dark blue, but lighter than a navy, obviously. And it just goes light on this transition. I think it's gorgeous. I certainly don't have this one in my stock either. And then the last one I did not have in my stock, which they had available, is and actually you can see this one has an older label, because this is a new YarnArt label, but the old label looked like this. YarnArt Flowers. It's browns and greens. We have this lighter brown to a more solid brown, and then it goes into this orangey yellow, and we have this light lime green in the center. I thought this would also be gorgeous for some shawl. And this is the colorway 317, dye lot 268. All of the yarn specs are the same. So as you can hear, different dye lots, but this is the original old label they had, and this is their newer labels. Not that it matters for me. I think it's gorgeous though. That's all my yarns that I got in this time around. Thank you for hanging around with me. Thank you for going through all the yarns with me. I really hope you enjoyed my Stenli yarn haul, and I'm going to say happy crafting and take care until I see you again. And don't forget to subscribe if you really enjoy watching yarn hauls, yarn tutorials, yarn talks, anything and everything about yarn and crochet. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching to the end. Take care and happy crafting. Bye.